Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Young Justice. This is Season 3, Episode 20, Quiet Conversations. Um, a lot of discussion in the last episode, which I'm very thankful for. It's bringing up a lot of good sort of morality standpoints of the different characters. Um, and I think it's really interesting that we are able to have a conversation about it, using our own moral standpoints. Um, and I really appreciate that you guys were being civil in the chat, so thank you very much. I talked with one of you guys for a long time, back and forth about it, but yeah, I just really like the discussion going on. So we had the attack on um, the sort of UN leaders. I can't remember where they were exactly, but um, basically Lex was trying to set up this whole thing to spin the outsiders as bad. He got the parents sort of involved in a way that they had to confront their kids, and then it turns out that it kind of backfired in that the secret Justice League, Batman, Wonder Woman, everyone sort of in the Batcave, um, they're trying to do their own little spin on the outsiders as well. So it's they're pretty much everyone is trying to use the outsiders now as because they're pretty much like it's free real estate. Um, so it's interesting to kind of see how both sides are playing them for trumps basically. And the questions I kind of was posing was that, if they are kind of just being puppeteers, then does it really make any side the good side? Um, and like I said, you guys, we all have different opinions about it, but I'm glad that we are able to respect each other's opinions. So thank you. Keep up the conversation like that. Um, I said I'd mention this. I did notice that part with Tara, when Halo told Tara and Brienne that, she killed their parents, um, that Tara was like freaking out. She was having like a panic attack. So I don't know. She's kind of going unhinged now. I'm wondering if she's going to either mess up. She's either gonna mess up her plan to betray them. Like she's gonna get sloppier and sloppier to the point where they kind of figure it out, or she's going to um, be redeemed somehow. I really want to see that redemption arc for her. I think that'd be really interesting because it hasn't been something that they've done before, and this is a completely different Earth. It's the Young Justice Earth 16, so hopefully they can just forge their own path with that character instead of following the. It's nice to follow the character's tradition, but it's like we've seen it two times in animated media already. And there are rumors that she is going to be coming to the live action shows. There was a rumor a while ago that she's going to be in Swamp Thing, but I don't think that's happening. But I mean, with the way that Stargirl is going, there's there's a possibility that she could be there. Deathstroke and Jericho are already on Titan season 2, so season 3 could definitely have Tara. Basically, it would be nice if she was kind of her own thing in this universe. Um, and then the last thing I wanted to mention before this episode starts. Unfortunately, I did see two spoilers for this episode. One of them you could probably guess if you've seen it. The other one, I don't know how big it's going to be, but it is very interesting, especially with the way that comics are the storylines and the current runs of comics. 2019, pretty much everything after Metal, if that makes sense. Um, so yeah, I did get spoiled on those two things, just because I don't know. I just look through Twitter and then all of a sudden, just gifs immediately. I'm like, okay, well, so if my reaction isn't as good, that's why. But we'll talk about it at the end. I was gonna end this video already. We haven't even started, so let's just get into this episode. New Year's again. Okay.
Stone,
Victor, it's me.
how did you get this number?
Does that matter?
Does it matter? Don't call back.
What? A whole day?
Victor Stone. Oh, Redbug has been looking everywhere for Victor Stone. Help! Hive drones! Victor
Oh,
Stone
God.
needs help! Fred!
He's
what is it?
purple-fied.
I'm okay. King. Talking father box.
And Halo just left too. Damn.
She believes your only hope is to place you in the Mobius chair of Metron.
The
What?
Of who?
The new god Metron. He invented mother boxes, father boxes, and boom tubes, among other things.
I don't know much about him. I just
Mobius
remember
chair
he was in the
is
Justice
only
League
thing with
animated
a
series
powerful enough connection
as
to
like one of the
source
final
to
people.
purge Father Box's soul from the technology contaminating you.
Neither of us did. Okay, go back in. I'll find her. I'd like to come with you. You're the doctor. Vic needs you here.
Yeah.
I'll bring Vic back. I think I know how. You both need to get ready for school.
The slightest stress could allow Father Box's advance.
Oh my
I
god.
will leave Mother Box with your friends so that they may bring Metron to you.
You're not coming?
I must return to New Genesis. Hold your ears, Earthlings.
Jesus Christ.
Also, Vic.
Thank you.
Jesus.
Mother Box, please take us to Metron.
Enough.
Y'all giving me a headache.
Metron's like, bitch, I'm out.
I think so. Metron! Stop! Metron!
Aren't... Okay. I was gonna say, aren't they in an alien world? Don't they need a breathing apparatus? Here it is. Damn. They're going here. The bar. She going all the way back here?
Gabriel? Gabriel! أنت هاي! مرحبا أمي.
Oh, she's just gonna try and live a normal life now? Well, she's dying, so I guess she probably, you know, gonna live out her last days like that or something.
Recognized. Silas Stone.
Oh God.
Victor, please. You must remain still. And more importantly...
I knew it! You wouldn't talk to me, so I asked Dr. Irons for a favor. Please, Victor, you are my son.
Once again, you're the...
Stop.
Victor!
Oh, what the hell? We're gonna need Metron, quick. Superman, hey.
My brother.
Your emotions are clearly affecting your condition.
Don't you think I know that?
We need to slow this down. His best option is a medically induced coma. Please, Victor, you must trust me.
He doesn't trust you at all. It's not the words
No.
to say.
I should do it.
Oh my God.
No one else should be responsible for this.
Damn. I think it's a Marvel thing. You can't do the fastball special.
Alive by Father Box Tech.
I see. Yes. I must return with you.
Great. Home, please, Mother Box.
See, they say he's a new god. Well,
Hey, we'll talk later.
I was gonna say, I guess the people from Apocalypse are new gods too,
Makes
so.
my head spin like that, kid.
I told you. Cullen and I were rough housing. Look, I know the drill.
Sure
if I say
can.
anything, you have to tell the authorities. Cullen and I could wind up in foster care and separated.
I mean,
So,
you're suspicious enough. That's enough to call for child support. Or, you know, child care services.
The Queen and I were very impressed, particularly with their defeat of Professor Ivo.
Yes, they did admirable work under difficult circumstances. But apologies, my king. I must take our new friend to a promised rendezvous.
Of course.
We're starting to see the seeds of
Godspeed,
doubt and,
Calderon.
you know, the way things can go wrong with this whole lying stuff. Jesus.
Who are you?
My son is dying!
Death is commonplace.
Oh my
You know,
God.
according to Dreamer, we don't actually need Metron. Just his chair.
Yeet.
Damn.
If you're really a god, then I guess you can handle this! Put Vic in the chair! Hurry!
Oh my God. Damn.
These are my parents, Shalena and
Oh.
Calvin Durham.
We are very pleased you will be staying
what?
with us.
I'm
Parents.
from the surface world myself.
Philomar.
San Diego, California.
Why do you think she had it?
well, hypothetically, she may have wanted to get it out of the house so that the alcoholic who lives there wouldn't hurt anyone with it.
Right, because alcohol and firearms, not a good mix.
Well, duh.
And yet you were caught using both. Harper,
Oop.
you don't want to talk about yourself? Let's talk about your brother some more. You know, I've seen plenty of bruises on you, but I've never seen any on Cullen before now.
Rough housing, remember?
Maybe. Or maybe you weren't there to protect him because you were in jail. Up to this point,
Oh.
you've been the rock for Cullen to hide behind.
Good job,
But you're
Megan.
a kid too. And the rock's cracking under this pressure. Ask yourself whom your silence is shielding now.
Our dad hits us.
Okay. Oh, I hate it. Blue! He's blue! Oh, I want him to be blue still.
But you mentioned Granny earlier. Is your Granny the same as our Gretchen Good?
No. And yes.
You're stabilized.
Did not know what had happened to my girl. You have given me the closure you sought to give, and for that, I thank you. I hope you find peace among your family.
Yeah, see the... We'll talk about it. These montage scenes are so weird.
I received your message. I shall keep you posted. Tara out.
Oh, who was listening? Good. Okay, so I appreciate the message at the end. This whole episode, I really like that message with Harper Row. You know, obviously, I mentioned before that I work with teens and young adults. The the way that we run this organization, it is, um, you know, they live as residents on this place, so there isn't threat of domestic violence. But you know, it is prevalent, and so I like that they touched on this and sort of went into the laws a little bit about how it works. It has been over a year since I learned about you know, child reporting and stuff like that, so I can't quite recall, but I believe just to get the information out there, there is a website you can go to if you suspect that there is some sort of abuse going on. You know, you know, it's a moral obligation to report, obviously, and you can even report if there's just suspicion. You don't have to have confirmation. Suspicion is in you know, physical evidence and verbal communication. Anyways, just want to get that message out there. But as far as the episode goes, the two things that were spoiled was the source wall and the Calder kiss. I'm going to talk about Calder for a second. In the comics, I know he originated here, which is awesome, and then he got put into the comics, which is even more awesome because the show proves that their writing was so good that they could make a character worthy of the comics, and I appreciate that. And in the comics, they made him into a gay character, which is fine. The problem I have here, well, firstly, I thought it was Tempest when I saw the pictures of it, and I was like, that's kind of weird. And I kind of grew around to that idea if it was Tempest. But my problem now is that it's just some dude. Like they don't say his name. They don't say who he is. Like what was he doing here? He's just kind of following Arthur around because he's not Aquaman anymore. And then they have him kiss in the montage. Like they don't have them say any words or anything. It's just kind of like, hey, what's up? Like, I get they're trying to normalize it and make it just like a, hey, people are gay kind of thing. But when you have one of your major characters that you created from your first season, first episode, and the way to make him come out is just this random montage scene, I don't know. It was underwhelming to me, I guess is the point. Um, and again, I could have maybe my reaction would have been different if I was my first time seeing it, but I got spoiled that little it was just that little frame. Um, but yeah, I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts on that part. Again, I'm glad they're making it canon because, like I said, it is following the comics. He is gay, and I don't have a problem with him being gay. It's the fact of his partner for one, and for two, just the way they revealed it. Um, those are my problems with it. We had Violet. She ran away. Told her Gabrielle's family, what happened. Um, and I'm glad that they kind of accepted it in the end. They put their anger aside and they kind of thanked her for what she was trying to do on the message. She went back with the team, and so she's back in the tower. So that's can't speak today. Good and interesting. We'll get to spend time with her for these last 5 or so episodes. Um, Tara again made a phone call to Slade. The way they were filming it, I thought they were gonna have a surprise at the end, like someone was over her shoulder listening. Um, but I guess the point of that scene was just to kind of show she is turning. Stuff did happen. She was lying, where things are dull. Um, and the way that she was smiling and kind of content with life, it looks like she's trying to be a part of their family. I mean, she volunteered to find Violet, so it looks like we are going the redemption route, which is awesome. With Vic, I love that they showed him blue for a second. And I get that he's red in the comics. Even in Doom Patrol, he was red, so I'm okay with it being red. I just, my first iteration of Cyborg was from the Teen Titans animated show, and he was blue there, which I know was a stylistic choice because Robin is red, and they had color coding for each character, and so Cyborg was blue, just because they didn't want him to be red. Uh, but yeah, I know that he is red in the comics. I get that, so I'm fine with it. But I wonder what that means for his character going forward. It looks like he's kind of getting over his resentment of his father. And if the father box is truly purged now, then I guess maybe we'll see that it was affecting his emotions a little bit negatively, and that's why he was so mopey and stuff. Maybe he's going to start becoming more, you know, jovial and try and do stuff now. Um, but as far as sitting on the chair, they said he was Mobius powered now or whatever. Again, I don't know Metron too much. All I know is that he's kind of this outside figure, just kind of watching things, and he's a new god. I don't really know if he's from New Genesis or Apocalypse. It seems like he's kind of neutral in the whole regard. Um, so I'm interested to see what his powers are going to do, what the power cell kind of thing, what's going to happen with his character basically. Um, uh, Black Lightning was asking about Granny, so now we kind of got confirmation that Granny Goodness from Apocalypse, put my Granny Goodness from Apocalypse is the same as Gretchen Good on Earth. So now they're gonna put two and two together and be like, okay, they are both bad people. Obviously, something more is going on. Which is again, it was something you guys were talking about in the comments below on the last episode about I mentioned that they don't really know that Granny Goodness is Gretchen Good yet, and how they don't really know the true extent of her power. But now that they do, I'm interested to see what they're going to do about her, how Gar's going to react, and how we're going to move forward with this plot line. Had anything else? Dolphin. That's apparently the character that went to Atlantis. I wonder if we're going to see more of her. And Source Wall. Source Wall, I don't know. Again, a lot of the New God stuff I don't really know too much about. I have a very passing knowledge about characters. I could tell you Desaad, he's the torturer because of the show, pretty much. I can recognize some of the Furies, and basically, I know Orion and Scott-Free Mr. Miracle were switched. I know the basics, but I don't really know like, oh, this character was originated from here and this happened here. So pretty much all the cosmic stuff I'm kind of new to, but I know the source wall keeps back, like it's like a barrier to protect against energies from the unknown or something like that. Um, and I mentioned metal. I don't think they're gonna go metal at all. One day, I hope in the world, in live action or animated, I hope we see a rendition of Dark Knight's Metal, just because I think it would be really interesting takes on the characters that they have there. But what was I gonna say? Anyways, they're not gonna do that here because that's definitely a Prime Earth thing to have, and this is Earth 16. Um, but I'm still curious to see if they're setting up anything or if it's just kind of a cool little Easter egg, like, hey, here's a source wall. Um, uh, so anything else? I'm kind of blanking this episode. I woke up about an hour earlier than I wanted to, which set me off all the wrong ways. Woke up on the wrong side of the bed. But yeah, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me what you thought of the episode. Anything that I said, or anything you want to talk about that I missed. Again, I'm pretty sure I'm missing something, but I can't think of it right now. So yeah, let me know what you thought of this episode, and I look forward to seeing the last 5. Thanks for watching, everyone.